Welcome to the shooting show. First up, Stuart Wilson's out after a roebuck, followed by a first timer, and then we bring you all the latest news from the game fair at Ragley Hall.
Well, just goes to show you that when you put the time in, eventually everything sort of falls into place. I've been out a few times, this small sort of patch of pasture land. There's a dog walk that comes on that sort of makes it a little bit difficult. Basically wanders wherever they want, which isn't particularly good. This is a freshly put up box. Put this up maybe, I don't know, last week, I think Thursday. There was a break in the rain, so I managed to get on and get the majority of this sort of built and put into position. And this is the first evening that I've sat in this box. And as I look out at the front of the high seat, the wind's kind of been giving it a little bit of a southerly, a little bit wrong really for this seat, to be fair. Ideally I'd want the wind sort of pushing into my face so that, you know, the area that I'm looking at's sort of all nice, but that buck, he appeared straight out of one of the other pieces of woodland, straight across the pasture without a care in the world, out 300 yards, closed in, come to this little hedge area, and then he's just presented a shot quite nicely there. Go see if he's down and clean. Super job. Good nick. What a cracker. Don't leave your Swarovskis in the high seat. Straight home and into chill.
Towards the trees and the doors, just on the right hand side.
Is she just behind the post, is she?
Yeah.
Just quickly talk me through that bit then. We saw a lovely little doe.
Yep.
We saw a lovely doe come out over the far side with a little fresh fawn one of this year's, and sat here thinking, yeah, it's a doe, this is, you know, buck season, and we've sat in this seat a few times before, haven't we? And Linford had fetched his tutu rimfire, and there's a couple of little rabbits were baiting us about 30-40 yards away, so he sorted one of them out and took another shot on at the second one. I think he maybe clipped a bit of weed on the way in maybe, but this buck shot out of this cover at this end, and we had the rifle ready to go pretty much, just needed to turn it on, at which point the side window collapsed down. But yeah, we've put enough time into this box to not feel too bad about that little stroke of luck there.
chest, yeah. I don't know where the record button is, mate. I don't think it's working. Straight for chest, just needs to clear those weeds. Yeah. Smack it in chest. Forward for fire. Reload. He's down though. Right, just watch him. He's going. He's alright, he's alright, he's alright. Lovely. That's mega. Brilliant. What do you think of that? Brilliant.
Yeah, everything right.
Are you shaking?
A bit, adrenaline's flowing a bit, yeah. Yeah.
You've got to gut it yet.
That's fine. Fine.
We've unloaded the gun. We're going to get down, load the gun back up, and then we're going to make our way into the deer and do a quick field gralloch and get it into the truck.
Sorted.
Mm-hmm.
So how long you been shooting?
Just over 12 months. Had an FAC now for, well, since April last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beats poker.
absolutely beats poker. Feels much better.
And, like I said to you, it's a little murder book. No other tines, just single spike points. So he'll have been making a mess come the rut of any of the other books, which, you know, definitely a good taker. So well done. Yep. So the deer's nicely into the truck. I think the first conversation we ever had about shooting would be over a beer, playing a little bit of poker.
Yeah.
And one weekend I'd said on WhatsApp group that I was going out shooting. Linford had said, "Can I come with you?" So I said, "Yeah, of course you can." He went, "Oh really?" Came with me.
Yeah, came with you. I turned up in a pair of wellies and a pair of jogging bottoms.
Looking the part.
Yeah.
Shot some rabbits.
Shot some rabbits.
I think you had your first fox with me.
Yeah, first fox.
Sort of harvest time, one of those cubs. And we've sat in this seat before and seen, you know, a doe, and I think she had a couple of kids with her. She kind of went sort of backwards on us. And we've seen odd fox that sort of, you know, passed us by. And then tonight, after shooting at a couple of rabbits,
Yeah, out he popped.
out he popped. Lid closed on the side of the box. We're all a bit sixes and sevens because,
Yeah.
you know, there's not a lot of space in the box when you get me at the side here. And
Yeah, luckily he hung around long enough to take a shot.
It was a bit awkward, to be fair, with the side down, and we're sort of looking at this thing here, and Linford kind of had his rimfire still pointed out and trapped by the flap, and he sort of conceded that I may have to shoot this buck. I put the rifle up and onto the buck, and I was like, look, I just can't shoot this. You know, you sat with me long enough and put in enough time, and I was like, look, we can make this work. So we got the 2-2 back in the side, managed to get the side lifted up. You got the gun on, perfect shot, and from the gralloch you can see it smashed its heart. So top job.
Thank you very much.
Linford there, opening up his account. And now, it's a Game Fair News special.
This is the Shooting Show News, reporting on location from the Game Fair at Ragley Hall. The UK's largest countryside event celebrated 60 years in existence this year, and the show was full of diamond anniversary celebrations, from a 60-gun salute onwards. With a huge array of attractions to keep country sports fanatics interested, the show was busy throughout, despite an extreme range of weather conditions from 30-degree heat to downpours. We whetted our appetite for the fair with a peek at Jose Soto's new book of game cookery.
Feathers basically being the second book, this is it, that we've brought out. Steve Lee and I have been working on that. We've both worked together for 4 years on this book. Venison basically took us 8 years to work. We've worked with some fantastic people, including some of the guys that have helped us. I mean, you know, Ely Cartridges, we've got basically people like William Evans who've helped us, the guys with the Komodos, basically, and, you know, Flint and Flame knives, too many to mention, right? Loads of guys that basically have helped us with it. They've appeared in it, they've helped us put together what is a historical, sustainable, you know, information-based book that is going to help people basically be able to put game on the table. What we've tried to do with the same thing as what we did in venison is basically look at the meat itself, give all the story and the background of the product, where it comes from, what it is, how it's produced, and then take that and try to teach people basically how it's best to use it, what they can do with it, and some great recipes. I mean, there's some brilliant chefs in it. There's 2 parts of the book that I'm really, you know, I really love, and it's an idea that Steve and I came up with. And one is this part here, which is the hawking party. Which gives a day's hawking. It tells you about a day's hawking, gives you all the information, gives you a feel of what it's like to go hawking. I'm a falconer, my wife is a falconer, so my wife does the falconry space here at the game fair. And then, you know, then it goes on to basically all outdoor cookery of how you can cook outside. So it's got all of the recipes that you can do on a barbecue. So to be able to use game, not only at the time of this time of year, but other times of year. And then the other part is this, the shooting party. And the shooting party basically covers a day's shooting, again giving you the essence of that. And here you've got the shoot, you've got all the people that are basically coming out on the shoot, the pegs being picked. Then you've got the gathering, where everybody comes together just before basically the shoot lunch. And then the little surprise that we've got here is as you pull it out, yeah, it gives the actual complete shoot lunch. This is a book that you can put on your coffee table and people can read. It's a book for people that have nothing to do with game, to try and understand game a little bit and try and understand the provenance and the background. There's a whole section on the conservation of our woodlands and basically all our different types of land where the birds live. And showing about the importance of basically that is, and that we're guardians of our countryside. Yeah, and we need to look after it, and we need to make sure, because without that, we wouldn't have the abundant wildlife that we have here. Yeah, it's the guys, the gamekeepers that all do a fantastic job of looking after the countryside, yeah, and controlling some of the predators that we have there, yeah, or the pest species that we have there, that then we can keep a check on them. Things like foxes and corvids. There's a whole section in the book all about that, and about good land management.
With the game season fast approaching and clay shooting at its peak, it was a big weekend for shotgun shooters. Benelli showed us the new sporting edition of the 828U.
So it's based on the same platform of 828U hunting version, but is completely different in a sense that has been optimized for sporting, for clay shooting. So a 100% sporting DNA. Based on the same platform means that we always have the lock plate, which is the closing system of 828U Sport that makes the gun extremely robust and take away the stress from the rotating pins and the closing pins. But it's been optimized in several aspects. First, the dynamic behavior of the gun. We worked a lot on weight. Has been the gun 828U Sport weighs 3.65 kilos, and we optimized the shape of the stock and forend in order to be very ergonomic, very anatomically shaped. And the weight, the balancing, and the shape of the stock and the forend makes the dynamic behavior of this gun excellent and optimized for sporting. Action in 882 Sport is in steel. On the contrary, in the hunting version was in aluminum, in alloy. This allowed us to gain a lot of weight compared to the hunting version, and also to add mainly to have this weight between the shooter ends. So it's been an increase of weight exactly where it is more necessary. So the gun comes out with a perfectly balanced, and we are sure we will fit 85% of people, let's say. But if somebody wants to fine-tune their own balancing, their own center of gravity, they can do it thanks to progressive balancing.
And the new version of Browning's XS Pro was getting plenty of interest.
This is the Ultra XS Pro, slightly damp as you can see, but it's been a very today on the shooting line here at Ragley Hall. In the Pro pack you get 3 pads, you get 3 different trigger blades, you get a selection of 8 of these lovely titanium chokes. Also in the pack comes VCI gun socks and a selection of tools to maintain the product. But the other big feature of the product is the balancing system. So we have a stock weight system and a barrel weight system, so you can fine tune the balance of the gun. So it really does bring it into up to the latest spec. It's got everything for the technical skill, so the balance, the choke, the patterns that you can throw with it. Yeah, and there's really no excuse for missing now, to be honest.
We might be seeing a lot more of Fausti in this country. The Italian gunmaker has set up a UK office and at the Game Fair had its XF4 shotgun on display.
This year is the 70 years anniversary for Fausti, and we came also for this occasion to meet our clients and friends to celebrate our anniversary. The company was founded in 1948, and so this year is exactly 70 years we are existing. We are launch our new XS4 this year for sporting. We like to be here because we can meet all our friends and clients, and we like to stay in New UK during the game fair.
We've also got the new sporting model, which is the XF4, which is quite unique with the round body and the black action. It's available in 30-inch and 32-inch and in all gauges with a full scaled action. And if anyone would like to come along and see it, feel free to contact Fausti Arms or Fausti UK, which are available as a demonstration gun, and also we will have them in store for customers to take away.
For tracking down guns of all kinds, the new gun loss register could become an invaluable tool. We spoke to the team that's launching the service.
The Art Loss Register was founded 27 years ago by the art trade and the insurance industry, and we have been quite successful over that period in recording over 500,000 art and antique losses and recovering about £100 million worth of stolen property. Well, the next stage was we began to specialise in watches because they have become a currency for the criminal, and so watches, using a numerical basis of searching, was an obvious entry point for Antonia to start getting the gun loss register created.
We've been collecting stolen gun data since, for the last 27 years. And, we've got over 10,000 records of stolen guns and weapons, which includes, pistols, shotguns. And our data is international, whereas the National Police Force data is obviously within this country. So we provide a global service to the trade in a way that the police can't on a national level. And obviously have a significantly larger set of data than they do. The onus is on all of us to work together with the police, customs, the trade, auction houses, and the registered firearms dealers, and also the private individuals who buy and sell the guns between them to check so that we can identify when a sale is occurring or a valuation even. We recovered a gun which was considerable value, tens of thousands of pounds, which was brought in as a result of evaluation and recognised as stolen. So it's just working with everyone in the industry to make sure that we track the stolen guns and get them out of circulation.
And the additional part of that is to make sure that if there is a match with a stolen gun, that we don't leave the problem with the person who did the search. But we work out with the police, the insurance company, the buyer, the seller of that gun, some arrangement in which they may either be able to keep it, but there's financial compensation for the victim, or the gun is returned, but maybe some compensation is paid to the people who tried to buy it.
Another new arrival in the shooting market is Ariat. Well known in the equestrian world, the footwear brand is set to offer a lot more to shooters.
Ariat have kind of really pushed their marketing on our new shooting range this autumn-winter, and the Defiant has kind of taken the forefront of that, our new sort of premium hunting boot. With the Defiant, you have all of Ariat's technology in the outsole. So you have your Vibram outsole on there for your durability and your traction when kind of trekking through all of that treacherous ground. We then have a shank system which runs the full width of the boot and then the majority of the length of the boot, which gives you complete stability when, again, sort of going through the mountains, stalking those deer. You can kind of focus on what you're doing and not having to worry about where you're placing your feet. And then finally you have Ariat's VX insole that gives you loads of comfort, loads of kind of bounce back. It's also fully insulated with 400 grams of insulation, and then it's got that Gore-Tex lining, so it's fully waterproof and really breathable as well.
Night vision and thermal are as big as ever, and the NV Retail Supremos at Scott Country said they'd had a busy weekend.
All of Friday we were constantly busy, didn't have much time to stop, and even today on Saturday, even with the weather, we're busy as well. We can't complain, everybody's been extremely good spirits, it's absolutely pouring down. Got the new Ragley X here, the demonstration unit, so it has a 50mm germanium lens, dual eyepieces, same detection as the Helium model, but because it's got the dual eyepieces, it doesn't give you the eye burning experience element shooting when you're shooting. Because you're using them at the same time, your eyes adjust at the same time as well, so you don't get nausea or anything that you usually expect, or any form of partial blindness experience also.
And if foxing's your thing, you shouldn't miss the new Foxing Club launched by the team from Best Fox Call.
We thought we'd try and start an online club, and also social media seems to be tightening up on what people can and can't say on Facebook, for example. So we thought we'd start Club Foxer, but then we needed to give people a reason to join. So we teamed up with Gunplan. Gunplan are offering all of our members 30% discount on all of their insurance products, which is a great thing. So public liability, accidental damage and theft insurance for firearms, there's all options for that. There's 30% discount on their standard rates. We're also doing regular competitions, there's hints and tips on there, it's free to join. And it's an opportunity for people just to keep in the loop with what we're doing and what some of our partners are doing. We started obviously with a membership of 0 and probably almost 1,000 members already. We did a competition for some tickets for this show, for the game fair. We did a competition to win one of the Architect Outlaws, so it's regular stuff, lots of incentives to join. The worst anybody's ever going to get is a couple of emails from us a month, so we're not going to bombard people, we're not going to pester people, it's just, it's trying to create a community really, but focused, started by fox shooters for fox shooters. Simply www.clubfoxer.co.uk, you say, free to join, it takes about a minute to join, and that's that.
That's all from Ragley. We'll be back at Hatfield next year to see the 61st Game Fair. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after you, looking after your sport. This has been The Shooting Show.